This is what a truly enviable life looks like. To escape the noise and pressure of the city, one man spent all his savings to buy a century-old stone house in Italy. Over the next 2.5 years, he and his wife personally transformed it from a crumbling ruin into a stunning dream home. This was Wes and his wife's very first day holding the keys. The house had no locks, no doors, and once inside, the condition could only be described as shocking. Thankfully, the craftsmanship from 100 years ago was solid enough for the structure to survive until today. Still, the side hall was far from ideal, and stepping into the main building was pure despair. Crack support beams, chaotic storage rooms, and a kitchen filled with years of grease sent his wife straight back outside. The only comfort was that the exterior stone walls were mostly intact, though hidden behind overgrown trees. With a brush cutter, they cleared the vegetation to let sunlight warm the stone once again, saving the trimmed branches as firewood for winter. But the work didn't stop there. By law, the 5 acres surrounding the house now belonged to them as well. Though largely overrun with weeds, they decided to clean it up for future planting. Given the scale, Wes invited his brother-in-law to help, tempted with good food rather than wages. With extra hands, 1 full day was enough to completely clear the land. Whenever exhaustion set in, Wes would head down the mountain to experience local life. Ancient churches, winding coastlines, and warm sea breezes that softened the chill of winter, taking advantage of early spring. His wife began planting seedlings, confident they would soon achieve self-sufficiency. Once the outside was organized, Wes turned his focus indoors. Cleaning the house was a massive task. Debris from just a side hall filled the entire backyard. The main building was no better, so neglected that even squatters might hesitate. But since buying a house was his decision, he faced the work head-on. As trash was sorted and removed, the space finally began to breathe again. With the roof showing signs of failure, demolition was unavoidable. Usable tiles were carefully saved for future use. Once the roof was fully exposed, Wes seized a chance to remove the dangerously outdated interior walls. Without them, the layout suddenly became clear and full of potential. However, renovation costs quickly added up, especially waste disposal. Fortunately, with only 4 stone walls left, demolition was finally complete. Given the sloped terrain and the humid Mediterranean climate, reinforcing the retaining wall became the top priority. Under the excavator's power, the old structure came down with ease. A moisture barrier was laid, steel reinforcement added, and concrete poured to create a new foundation. After curing, reinforced concrete walls were cast in place. Once the molds were removed, the new retaining wall stood rock solid, strong enough to withstand anything nature could throw at it. Due to the need for better natural lighting, all the rotten window frames had to be removed one by one and replaced later in a unified renovation. The previous owner had sealed the windows completely, but Wes showed no hesitation in reopening them. Only in this way could he truly become a sunshine boy, surrounded by natural light. Next, the two of them spent half a day building scaffolding around the structure, making it easier to work at higher levels. Although the gable walls on both sides looked fairly intact from the outside, their internal structure had already lost its original strength. Keeping them would only create safety risks in the future, so Wes tore them down without mercy. Concrete was then poured to form new ring beams, significantly improving the stability of the walls. Special grooves were deliberately left on both sides, perfectly designed to support the installation of the roof beams. Once the vertical supports were fixed in place, wooden boards could be used to seal the roof. Fortunately, this was not a complicated task, and Wes was able to complete it easily on his own, thanks to the large window openings. Even after the roof was fully sealed, the interior still enjoyed excellent natural light. After finishing the main roof, work began on the side hall. One gable wall was poured with concrete first, and once it dried, the roof framework was installed. Pre-made slots in the stone wall ensured strong support, even with simple joints. To improve comfort, insulation was laid on top before sealing everything again with wooden boards. While waiting, Wes also solved the water supply issue by installing a water tank connected to the nearby reservoir, ensuring a steady flow of clean water. Meanwhile, workers began laying roof tiles, a task far simpler than the complex insulation and waterproofing, while extended eaves provided extra protection for the stone walls from rain. After finishing the exterior work, Wes turned his attention to the interior. Considering the danger of landslides, he decided to build an extra wall inside the side hall, just in case disaster struck while he was asleep. Although this reduced the usable space, it greatly increased the strength of the retaining wall. The wall was built using compressed grass mud bricks. These bricks are lightweight, easy to install, and provide good insulation, eliminating the need for additional padding. To preserve the original style of the house, Wes reused stones removed from the dining area and rebuilt them along the outer surface of the wall. With plenty of stones available and his solid Tetris-like skills, the job didn't take long. In the end, the space felt far more comfortable and secure than before. With the water supply problem solved, Wes continued working on the interior by digging another 50 centimeters down to install the drainage system. He first laid a moisture-proof membrane across the ground. Then, he crushed the old roof tiles he had removed earlier and spread the broken pieces evenly across the floor. These crushed tiles are excellent for moisture control and, most importantly, cost nothing. Next, gravel was added to fill the gaps between the tiles completely. Only after that did Wes begin installing the water supply and drainage pipes. Fortunately, with 10 years of experience as a contractor, he handled the plumbing with ease. To ensure smooth wastewater flow on the mountain, the sewage pipes had to be installed at a slight angle, making daily use far more comfortable. After such a long renovation, Wes's wallet was already quietly suffering. To save every possible expense, he did everything himself whenever he could. Finally, he leveled the floor with mortar mixed with straw, a material that offers great moisture resistance and improved insulation, making it perfect for floor leveling. As the ground finally reached an unprecedented level of smoothness, Wes used the drying time to fix another problem. Because the stone house was higher outside and lower inside, he raised the doorstep with additional stones to prevent rainwater from flowing back into the house. During this period, Wes always had endless tasks, repairing the eaves and cleaning the floors. Watching the old stone house slowly improve made him look forward even more to the day he could move in. Driven by dreams of a new life, Wes later hired an excavator at a high cost to level both the front and backyards. The thought of sitting there, drinking tea and enjoying the warm sunlight already felt incredibly relaxing. To complete the scene, he planted flowers around the yards, adding fresh color and warmth to his once simple days. To make future door and window installation easier, Wes decided to fix the frames in place first. For uneven areas, he carefully polished the stone surfaces with an angle grinder. After weeks of hands-on work, Wes no longer needed to measure in advance. He could judge the dimensions with impressive accuracy. Since the stone house didn't have many window openings, even working alone was more than manageable. Whenever he felt tired, Wes would pause and look out to the window, admiring the vast mountains in the distance or playing with the black dog in the yard. These simple moments always recharged his energy and helped him return to work with renewed focus. Once the tedious exterior tasks were complete, Wes finally moved on to interior renovations. He used partitions to divide the space into functional areas. To prevent any wall movement, each joint was reinforced with 20-centimeter threaded steel bars. Because the main house was relatively small, it served only as a bedroom and living room, while the narrower side hall was efficiently divided into a bathroom and a kitchen. Using the pre-cut grooves in the stone walls, Wes fixed wooden beams of suitable lengths into place. Every joint was reinforced with metal brackets, and the sections embedded in the walls were sealed with mortar to ensure maximum stability. The next morning, he bought gypsum boards from town to seal the partitions. Though neither of them were experts, the couple worked in perfect harmony. Insulation was added between the walls, ensuring a home that stayed warm in winter and cool in summer. Next, Wes began finishing the interior walls by mixing lime with dry hay. Adding licorice helps prevent cracking as the walls dry, but a mesh layer must be applied first so the plaster can properly bond to the surface. Thankfully, his father-in-law often came by to help in any way he could. As the saying goes, having an elder at home is like having a treasure. He handled high work with ease and kept everything running smoothly. This support greatly sped up Wes's progress. Although the walls still look a bit rough, adjusting the balance between lime and licorice will eventually create a smooth, polished finish. After seeing his father-in-law off, the couple returned to working in solo mode. The next day, Wes invited a close friend over, claiming it was just a house visit, when in fact he was hoping for some free labor. After all, labor costs abroad are expensive, and he didn't mind teasing a good friend if it meant saving money. Once the ceiling framework was finished, the work was far from over. Thick insulation was packed into the roof, followed by large OSB boards to seal everything in place. This not only maximized insulation, but also created a surprisingly large storage space above. While waiting for the bedroom paint to dry, Wes focused on setting up the wiring and plumbing for the skylight area, which would later serve as the kitchen and bathroom. Water and electricity had to be planned carefully. He then used mortar to level the walls and hide the pipes inside, preparing the surface for plastering. Thanks to his earlier experience and the small size of the room, Wes was able to handle the job smoothly, even on his own. As the interior slowly took on a clean and refined look, Wes finally had time to focus on the exterior details. After enduring countless years of weather damage, the outer layer of the stone walls had long lost its purpose. Using a chisel, he removed it piece by piece, then filled the gaps with mortar. This not only restored the strength of the stone walls, but also prevented wild animals from making homes inside. With his dream home now one step closer to reality, it was time to install the doors and windows. Wes removed the temporary frames and drove down the mountain to order custom-made replacements. Although it put even more pressure on his already struggling wallet, free on-site installation from the shop owner made the expense feel much easier to bear. After the doors and windows were finally installed, more than a year had passed, and the couple at last received the keys to their own home. Still, moving in right away was not yet possible. Some wiring issues remained, and the stone wall in the middle of the house needed to be rebuilt. Wes originally wanted it to highlight the interior's character, but with loose stones and a rotting doorframe, a full renovation was unavoidable. He first sprayed the wall with water, so the mortar could bond properly inside the gaps. This time, he wasn't working alone. While his wife applied the mortar, Wes focused on finishing the joints with a brush. Thanks to their perfect teamwork, the entire wall was completed in just one morning. Now, it preserves the house's original character while blending seamlessly with the overall style. To settle in as soon as possible, solving the electricity issue became a top priority. Before anything else, all switches and sockets had to be connected, so powering up the house would be safe and worry-free. With a voltage substation located just down the mountain, Wes only needed to link the power lines and install the main control switch to have electricity. For better comfort in winter, a fireplace was also added to the plan. First, a base was built using hollow bricks, reinforced with steel mesh and filled with mortar. Once it dried, the main feature could finally be installed. After installing the fireplace, Wes realized the muddy floor no longer matched the character of the house. So once again, he used his superpower and bought a batch of new tiles from town to replace traditional ceramic flooring. Covering over 30 square meters, including the bedroom, the job was easy for him. For tight corners, careful work with a jigsaw ensured seamless joints. Although tiles were chosen to save money, the final result was surprisingly impressive. The red floor tiles perfectly complemented the stone walls, elevating the house's rustic charm to a whole new level. To make future cleaning easier, the gaps between the stone tiles still needed to be filled with mortar. It was a delicate and patience-testing task. Looking back, the place had transformed from a crumbling ruin into a proper three-bedroom home. If it had started as just an empty plot of land, things might not have been this complicated, but Wes had long grown used to it. And with his wife always by his side, even the most tedious work felt much simpler. Once the surface was sealed with a curing agent and left to dry, dust was no longer a concern. During the waiting time, Wes connected a 2,000-gallon septic tank, more than enough for years of use. With outdoor sanitation solved, he moved on to finishing the kitchen. Staying true to his frugal nature, he assembled semi-finished units himself. The gray-green tones, built-in stove, and warm yellow lighting came together beautifully. Easily a 5-star result. Considering the heavy moisture in the bathroom, his wife suggested applying a full waterproof layer first. Since they had done similar work before, the process felt smooth and familiar. To better match the interior style, they chose a soft, elegant pink tone. Afterward, the surface was carefully polished with stones to create a fine, gentle shine. Once dry, the sinks and bathroom fixtures could be installed. But thoughtful as ever, Wes even added bidet beside the toilet. So even without paper, the couple could live comfortably and freely. As their new home slowly took the shape of a long-held dream, the couple began moving in everyday furniture. After 2.5 years of hard work, they finally settled down here. To further improve their quality of life, Wes decided to transform the open space in front of the house. Luckily, leftover stone tiles from early renovations were perfect for paving the yard. After laying a moisture-proof layer beneath, the stones could be neatly set in place. After finishing the paved ground, a few chairs were placed in the courtyard. Sitting there someday, drinking tea, chatting, and dreaming about the future. Who wouldn't envy such a life? With the house finally complete, the couple took time to relax and head out. Even in a small town at the foot of the mountain, the historic architecture and foreign charm of the streets were a joy to experience. As Wes and his wife's story comes to an end, we wish their future filled with beauty, peace, and hope.